we have a first steps program, so a 3-year-old program, right up to grade 12. And I really do try to be out and about every day in both schools and being part of that experience. I mean, that's why I went into education for myself. It was because I wanted to work with kids and I want to be part of those experiences. So having the opportunity to do that, it just makes your day.
I'm Glenn Herbert, and I'm an editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading private schools to gain insights into their programs, culture, traditions, and leadership. This includes insights from parents, alumni, and administrators. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
What 3 things I love about my job? I think the number one thing that I love about being here and coming here every day is that I get to work with a full community of people who are very passionate about what it is we're doing here. So students, teachers, parents, our board, and I really feel that there is a strong partnership. And I love seeing how the school moves forward and we move forward together. I think that would be the first thing. The second thing is being part of a student's experience as they start the school and then they work through the school. And I have that my own experience because my own children go here and have been going here for this is our 9th year. And so being able to see kids start in our First Steps program or in grade 6 or whatever year that they enter, and they go all the way through the school system and come out on the other end and then become alumni and continue to connect with our school is fantastic. And then I would say the third thing is being here every day and feeling the energy that the kids and the parents and the faculty and staff bring to our community. And you can feel that. Even last night, we had a middle school drama performance and it was electric, being in our Denford Hall, having, 150 guests in there, over 40 kids in the cast. And you just feel the energy in there. And I looked around and I thought, oh, this is the community aspect of everything we do here. Well, I was in a unique position because I've been at the school for 9 years. So I was spent the first 7 years as the deputy head of the school. And now I'm completing the end of my 2nd year as the head. And when I originally came to the school, I was excited because I wanted to see what that experience would be like for my own children, but also to see and learn and understand the school for everybody that it has, as people from Victoria and all over the world come here. So I would say right now it's a little different because I'm excited as we're taking, the restrictions are slowly coming off on the COVID piece. We're able to see the school come into its full growth. And so as that's happened, we're seeing everything come back and everything is moving forward in all the right directions. One of the things that we've been working really hard on is the completion of our junior school. So we've just completed a full rebuild of that campus, and it's amazing. It's in South Oak Bay. It's on the water. It's one of the only junior schools in Canada that's situated on the beach. Now we're moving to our middle and high school campus, and so there's a lot of energy around that. And then I'd say the last thing on that is that we're just completing a strategic planning process, and so setting our stage for the next 5 years. Great question. So my day starts with driving my kids to school, which I love. It's where you get to learn everything that's happening with them. Also, I get to learn a little bit about what's happening in the school. So we have 3 different schools, so junior, middle, and senior on 2 different campuses. And so what I do is I start each morning with rotating myself between the 3 drop-off areas. So I'm able to go out, stand with the students, greet the kids as they're coming into the school in the morning, say hello to the parents, say hello to the faculty and staff. It's a busy morning, but I love that part of it. I love seeing the kids coming off the buses and seeing, like I say, seeing the parents come into the school, and then spending some time with our faculty and staff. The day itself is full, which is fabulous. And it's a chance where I get to meet with our leadership team, like I said, the parents, the teachers, and have conversations that guide how we move the school forward through our strategic planning process, but also making sure that this is all about students. This is all about the student experience. And we want all of our students to have a fabulous time as we guide through this process, like I said, going from 3-year-olds up to grade 12. So all different stages as kids go through this process. It's a great question. I would say it's a journey of self-discovery and finding students' passions. And that is the fun part. And we really empower our students to do their best, and we call it through truth and courage, because that is our mission. But this means that we put opportunities in front of our students which allow them to try new things, be challenged, make mistakes, grow and learn about themselves and the unique interests and talents. And also, we really want our students to find purposeful ways to give back to the larger communities, and be it in Victoria or be it around the world. And that starting and end place is different for all kids. And we want them to be able to do it here, because this is a safe place to do it, surrounded by, we have at GNS here, we have 800 students. We have just over 175 staff. So there's a very safe environment for kids to try new things, and they don't have to be perfect at it, or they don't have to have done it before. And I think that's really important. We want people and kids to try things that maybe they've never done before, and take that little bit of courage, right? Because it takes courage. When I watched the cast last night on the stage, and many of them have never been on stage before, that takes courage. But this is a place where you can do it. This is a very tight community. So what happens is they form, bonds and very strong friendships. So once someone's been here for a number of years, they often tend to stay in this environment. That said, of course, if people want to find new opportunities to grow and have some movement, and we really encourage lifelong learners. And so there can certainly be some movement for professional reasons, but we really do see that this is a very tight group. Every year I give pins to different faculty and staff that have been at the school. Last year I gave out a 40-year pin, and I give a number of 30-year pins. So it certainly is a wonderful environment for faculty and staff. I love our values. I think that they're outstanding. And I would just say this, a student in grade 6 who demonstrates caring by helping his friend on crutches get up one of the stairs, which happened this morning in the parking lot. Student in grade 10 who, despite being incredibly shy, stands up in front of a hall full of peers to share their MYP project, which is part of our IB program. It's called the MYP Personal Project. That takes an incredible amount of courage to be able to do that. And yet I was at the Beach Drive campus, our junior school, earlier this week, and there's a grade 3 classes that took the time to recognize the many individuals who contribute, often behind the scenes, to making the school experience wonderful. So the kids coming out and thanking our staff that are not teachers, but are making the whole place tick. That is incredible, from our students that are willing to acknowledge that. And then there's students from across the school, and we're working with an Indigenous educator right now to explore the truth of our shared history. And that's a really important part of the work that we've been on this year. And then I would end with our last value, which is community. And that is the core center of GNS, is that we are a community-based school. And I love that part, because we know everybody's in it together. And an example of that, you can see that every day, but we're just in the final phases of our capital campaign, where we just completed the Beach Drive, which is a rebuild of our junior school. And that is a community coming together in order to make sure that we build those buildings that reflect the values of the school and the academic program, which is our IB program. We're seeing a lot of our alum bring their kids to the school. We have a class right now in junior kindergarten that's 30% of our class has alumni children in it. And that's fantastic. And then again, the connection comes back, and we're seeing those alum also come back and volunteer. So they're being debate coaches, they're being coaches for rugby. They want to continue to connect with the school. We have a coach here, Dr. King, who's a local dentist. He's been coaching with the senior boys basketball. This is year 13 since he's graduated from the school, and now his daughter goes to the school. So the connections are strong. I think all kinds. I mean, I think that at GNS, I think students come here because they think learning is fun, and they want to find a passion. They're looking for a place to call home. They're looking for a place that's safe. Students that are feel safe, they learn. And we really, that is a founding principle for us. Students that want to collaborate with each other, and that's very IB, right? That's connecting with each other, and they want to get involved in the co-curricular side. And I spoke about it earlier, but I really do mean that when kids come here, they don't have to have done it before. And I think sometimes in certain environments, sometimes kids get nervous, like, what if I haven't done this before, or I'm not good at that? No way. Like, we don't want any of that. We want kids that want to try things and be involved in the school, and they can dig in hard here. And that, I mean that at any grade level. I mean, we're talking all the way through the system. I mean, I can't say that there's students who wouldn't. I certainly think that kids that want to come to GNS really have to want to be here. And I think that's the key piece, is that, it doesn't mean that they're not nervous, or maybe there's a little push to sort of get things going. But we really want, students to choose to be part of this environment, because the teachers and the staff put so much of themselves into the school and into each child, that, working with us in that partnership piece, that is absolutely critical. And so I would say, as long as there's a real energy to at least want to try, right? And we always say, just try, and we'll be here, to help you and see you grow. I think that's a really important part. It's supportive, and it celebrates each student, like every student here, as individuals. And I think that's really, really, really important. They're not expected to fit into a mold. And I think, we had a wonderful speaker, one of our head prefects, came back and spoke to our grade 12 students. And he said that his favorite part of the school was there was no mold at GNS. You can be who you want to be, and you will be empowered to take initiative and take charge of your learning. And you will be surrounded by caring teachers and staff who will support and guide you and help you. And they're really taught to take care of each other. And I see that a lot. Like, I see that a lot as the kids grow and they go through our whole system, but they're really caring of each other. And I think that's a really important part. It's one of our values, which is great. So we're living that value. But I think the culture is very much of community, and we really grow together in that partnership. And I think that partnership is so important between the school and home. And I talk a lot about that in my role. I talk a lot about the partnership. Pick up the phone, call us, talk to us. Let's talk it out. Let's not rely on email to do that. Let's talk to each other. And I think there's so much more can be achieved if we work in partnership with each other. Great question. And I would say here at GNS, it's genuine partnership. It is caring, it is respectful, it's two-way. And we really rely on that so that we can work with their children. So I say it a lot, I'll say it in a grad speech or in an opening speech when we bring in all the new families at the beginning of the year. I'll say, please talk to us and get to know us. And we're going to do the same. We're going to reach out to you, and we want to get to know you, because we spend a lot of time with your children. And so being what I would consider a community-based school, where 92% of our kids are from Victoria. So we can easily walk out in the parking lot at the end of the day. We can pick up the phone. We can have those conversations with you. That is important. Now, for our families that are overseas, we'll arrange a Skype or a Zoom, or if they're living in different parts of Canada, we're going to do that as well, because we want to have those conversations with our families. Yeah, I mean, these do happen, and we want to make sure that, we're talking to each other. So when you see, two students and they need some guidance, we have counselors, of course, that we have here on campus. We have one at our junior campus and two up here at the middle and high school. But I think overall, it's about communication and making sure that we're supporting each other and being respectful. And what we often will do is we use our core values. We actually have them out there on our walls, and we sit down with the students and say, let's like, what's going on? Let's talk about this. And oftentimes, as we know in this area, it's not the thing that happened there, it's something else. And so digging into the root and then figuring out how to move forward. And that's the way we approach it. So I would say that if I had to look at the attributes of the IB learner profile, so our students, would strive to be inquirers, knowledgeable, thinkers, communicators, principled, open-minded, caring, risk takers, balanced, and reflective. And what's interesting is we've added the GNS way. We've added one more to this list, which is persevering, because we think that it's a critical trait to the students, that they develop them to set them up for success. And again, it's not about success to graduate, just graduate and go into a university or a pathway into post-secondary, wherever you want to go, but it's for life, right? It's giving you those skills and all those attributes to move forward in life. So I think that's what would be the personality traits. Great. So I would say a couple different things. So we have two campuses. One campus, which is in the Oak Bay municipality. We've had that campus since the 1930s. And the campus that I'm standing in right now, which is our Pemberton Woods campus, has been here. It goes back until the 1920s. So it's been a long time. And we're one of the largest not-for-profit organizations in the area. So we have a deep connection to the municipalities, to the neighborhood. And again, I spoke earlier, but 92% of our students are here coming from Victoria. So a strong connection to the neighborhood, our alumni, of course, by having, graduates, thousands of graduates all over the world, but a lot still here in Victoria. We're deeply connected to that group. We have two other, though, programs that I think are going to help answer the question. We have a family boarding program. So this is our version of what some schools have as what's called homestay. So it's where our international students, and we have this number of students from the United States, they come to Canada to attend GNS, but they live with a GNS family. So we have a very tight connection with those families, of course. We also have what we call Griffin House, which is a homestyle boarding program where we have 22 students that are living in a restored heritage inn, which is right down the road. So 22 students live in this beautiful building built in 1912. And they come to school every day. It's a short commute from the school. And then the final thing I would say about the connection to the community is service. And this is a really important part of GNS. We have a long-standing relationship all over the world because we're around Square School. And as part of that service component, we have kids and staff that go around the world doing service. And here in Victoria, many of our group volunteers for things like the Royal Jubilee Hospital, Our Place, Mustard Seed, Out of the Rain, Extreme Outreach, The Foundry. These are all local Victoria community groups where our students volunteer. I think it's the feel you get when you come to a school. I think it's walking the hallways. It's having your child come and experience what it's like to be on the inside of the school, to meet the faculty, to meet the staff, and to feel the vibe from the students and from the entire community. A lot of our schools, our pathways to graduation into university and beyond. We are no different. Our graduation class this year is over 1.6 million in scholarship offers. We have all of our kids being accepted into their top tier choices of universities, and kids going to the United States and Canada and all over the world. However, I would say when your child is here and they're being cared for, they feel safe, and the faculty and staff know them to help guide them through this high school, through the middle school, and through the junior school years. That's when you've found home and you've found the right place.
For more information about this school, you can visit their profile at ourkids.net.